You'll often hear people say, I'll believe that when I see it, when in fact, it's probably the opposite that's really going to help you to see and realize goals that you have. In other words, you need to believe it first, and then you'll see it. Hi, it's Lorna Rasmussen here, and I'm speaking to you from my office in Costa Rica. I want to continue our conversation taking Paul Meyer's quote, where he says, vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe. These are the components that lead up to the inevitability of you achieving your goals. So let's talk about sincerely believe. In the first session this month, I talked about the necessity of having a belief system, that when you believe something, then it is the cornerstone of you actually realizing that goal. It doesn't mean that just because you believe it will happen and that you say it over and over again and you make affirmations that it will actually happen. There's another component coming up and you'll see how critically important that is. But let's put it the opposite way. If you don't believe it's going to happen, that's likely exactly what's going to happen. In other words, belief is, I see it as the gas in the vehicle. You've got the goal and you've got the plan, but if you do not believe that it's going to come about, then chances are it won't. So you see people writing plans that are in some form or fashion written against what they actually believe. They're written to impress somebody. They're written to almost like a wish or a dream or a hope or an aspiration, but they're not written in such a way that as you write that plan, all the way along you go, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. Absolutely, I can do that. That is a plan written with tremendous belief that it's going to come about. Now, here's a secret. If you can't write it with that kind of belief, then you need to look at the plan. Maybe the time frame of the plan is not realistic, and therefore you need to shift the time of the goals. This is particularly true when you're talking about gaining a position in a company, for instance, getting a promotion. Maybe you can't do it in 6 months, but maybe you could do it in a year. The other thing that happens is we tend to compare ourselves to other people. Very dangerous, because everybody has different life experiences and comes at things, even if it's the same process, it's the same steps and whatnot. If your experience is such that you haven't ever done that before, but somebody else has in a different context, then you're at a disadvantage because there's a learning curve for what you have to do. So all of these are part and parcel of the process of you being, and I'm going to use this word very carefully, realistic about the steps that you're taking. I don't mean that you have to put down things that you're absolutely convinced will happen, but I do believe that you have to take steps that you believe you are capable of taking. Now, here's the good news. As you take those steps, as you measure the goals that you have and you see how the successes you're having, your belief in your ability to do these things is going to increase. And so the goals that you set today are probably the smallest and least consequential goals you'll ever set in your life, because you'll find yourself able to set higher and higher goals, more ambitious goals, goals that require you to really grow as a person. All of these things come about simply because as you set goals and achieve goals, your confidence in your abilities grows. So I hope that's been helpful. And we've got one more session I want to share with you. And I'm excited because it's the element that's going to make achieving these goals absolutely possible.